ونسلم على حبيبه الكريم أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Alhamdulillah, once again we are here today to discuss a really important topic of Udhiyah, Qurbani. As we have started youth program and we invite different scholars from different areas of UK. But whenever I will feel that the few things we need to discuss in detail and technical point of view, not just waqi'at and ahadith, so inshallah I will be mentioning, and inshallah we are doing these type of programs. So today's topic is Qurbani or Udhiyah. In Arabic, Qurbani means they use the word Udhiyah, or as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Quran, فَصَلِّ لِرَبِّكَ وَنْحَرْ. Nahr. The lafz Nahr used for Qurbani and Udhiyah. But the people who lives in Pakistan, India, and the people who speak other languages not Arabic, they often use Qurbani. And there are a few other words they used as well. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Quran, فَصَلِّ لِرَبِّكَ وَنْحَرْ. So pray to your Lord and sacrifice. So in simple words, this is the order of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is the hukam of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to do Qurbani. So what the ulama says that if anything is being mentioned in Quran and Hadith, and if we will do inkar of that, if we will go against that, or if we will not accept that, so then there is the hukam of kufr. There is hukam of kufr. This is kufr, to deny any such thing which is mentioned by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam said to do. He gave us any direction and order, but we are saying no, this is not important amal. So if we will say this, or if we will deny that hukam, that is kufr. We all know the background of Qurbani, but because I want to mention such parts which are technical in the shape of question and answers about the nisab, about the different other misconceptions which are in society. But just cursively, I will mention 2 to 3 points about background. We all know this is the part of Quran. That when Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam, he had a dream. So he discussed that dream with his son Hazrat Ismail alayhi salam. And Hazrat Ismail alayhi salam said to his father, "Oh my father, whatever the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given you order, fulfill that, do that." And what was the order of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam to sacrifice Hazrat Ismail alayhi salam? Maybe anyone can think that, okay, that was just a dream, Imam Sahib. So why we are saying that this is the order? So remember that the dream of the common person and the dream of Nabi, there is a big difference between that. The common person, according to his status of ruhaniyat or spirituality, there is possibility the shaitan did something to him. And there is possibility whatever he is seeing in his dream, that is because of shaitan. But the ulama, they say, and the Prophet ﷺ and the scholars, the Sufiya, they mention themselves that whatever is in the dream of prophets, that is the order of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is the order of Allah, 100% right ahead. That is the 100% true. And this is the direction is being given by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we all know, I don't want to go so much in detail about this waqi'ah, because alhamdulillah we are listening and reading this from long time. But when Hazrat Ismail alayhi salam, he listened this from his father, he said, "Oh my father, do whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said. Satajiduni insha'Allah min as-sabirin. Inshallah you will find me from the people of patience. I will do sabr. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given you order to slaughter me or to sacrifice me, and as we do that, inshallah, you will find me from the people of patience." Acha janab. Now the Qurbani. Let's come towards our main topic. Inshallah within 20 to 25 minutes, because 5 minutes almost have passed, I have taken 5 minutes to discuss the early talk, inshallah. What is the meaning of Qurbani or Udhiyah? Or what it is actually? To sacrifice animal in the way of Allah in the days of Nahr, in the days of Qurbani. And the Qurbani is wajib upon every single Muslim who fulfills or who has these conditions. The first condition to do Qurbani is the one who is doing Qurbani, that person should be Muslim. This is not upon the people who are non-Muslim. It doesn't mean if Imam Sahib is doing Qurbani, you go to the next door and say, Mr. Peter, the Qurbani days are here. We want one animal for Qurbani. So this is the first thing, this is upon Muslim. This is the first condition. And the second condition is the person should be aqil, sane. The person should be intelligent. Jada banda jinu aqal puri nahi hai, this is not a wajib upon him. This is upon the people who are intelligent or the people who are sane or aqil. And the third condition is the person who is eligible to do Qurbani, he should be baligh, he should be mature, or he should pass and reach the age of puberty, aqil ho, baligh ho. And the other point to be eligible to do Qurbani or Udhiyah, the person should be muqimi, he shouldn't be musafir, he shouldn't be traveler. The person who is musafir, Qurbani is not upon him. And the other condition, the person who wants to give Qurbani, he should be sahib nisab. He should be sahib nisab. There should be his proper possession as per the Islamic law. Now let me mention about the possession, about the nisab. Nisab is a really common word in Urdu and Arabic, which ulama and the scholars they use. But whenever we say nisab to the common people or the people who doesn't understand Arabic or Urdu, sometimes they think what nisab is. In simple words, but first let me mention that there are two types of nisab. The one of the nisab is nisab of gold, and the other type of nisab is nisab of silver, sona or chandi. Nisab of sona and the nisab of chandi. Inshallah, I will explain a bit more to make this inshallah topic easy. If the person who has, if we talk about the gold, if the person who has a possession of gold equal to 7.5 tola, so then it means that person is sahib nisab. Or if the person who has money or silver equal to 52.5 tola, silver or chandi, that person is sahib nisab. Chalo, this is a bit difficult. In simple words, the person who has, according to the today's rate of silver, 380 pounds. The person who has 380 pounds in the days of Qurbani in his pocket, it means this person is eligible to do Qurbani, and now Qurbani is wajib upon him. Now the question is, Alhamdulillah, there are a few people who born right here, to see everyone at least has, Alhamdulillah, 380 pounds. Especially in the days of Qurbani, when you get your wages, or the few people they have in their possessions like gold or silver, or sometimes they have money. Let me make this more easy. If you have money to buy at least the share of Qurbani, for example, few charities are doing 65 pounds, less or more, I'm doing 75 pounds. If you have money to buy one share at least, you should do that. Or if you want to do any small animal, I will discuss again in detail about these animals. So if you have money to buy at least one share of Qurbani, you should do that. You should do that. It is wajib upon you. Now the question is, when ulama and scholars, I know this is a bit complicated today's discussion because we need to discuss these points, and therefore ulama, they are available here. Alhamdulillah, we are so much used to listen about straight-away stories, but these things are also important. So there are two types of nisab, as I mentioned, gold and silver. So now there is possibility that people will say, Imam Sahib, why there are two types of nisab? Why Sona and Chandi together? Why the Sharia doesn't say about the silver? Why are they talking about gold as well? So ulama, they say, for example, if you will talk about 380 pound possession, or whenever we talk about the nisab of silver 380 pound, the sahib nisab and the person, he can be eligible so soon, so quick to give zakat and Qurbani. And same nisab is for zakat as well. But whenever we talk about 7.5 tola gold, At least I think the rate which I took in Ramadan, there was 4,800 pound or maybe more than that. So to get 380 pound is easy as compared to get 4,800 pound or 5,000 pound. So ulama, they say there is manfi'at of gharib. There is manfi'at of poor people in the nisab of silver as compared to in the nisab of gold. So therefore, when you have 380 pound, so remember, or as I said at the end of the first nisab of the discussion about nisab, if you have money to buy share of Qurbani or animal of Qurbani, do that. Inshallah, that will be accepted. Achha ji. Now the other important point and the condition. Few people they ask Imam Sahib, we have gold, but we have not money. Or we have silver, we have not money and gold. Or we have cash, but we have not gold and silver. Yeah, chadona, this is not rocket science. If you have 380 pound, no need to think about gold and silver. Or if you have gold, no need to think about silver and money. Or if you have silver or chandi, no need to think about gold and money. You are eligible now. You are sahib nisab. The other one of the conditions of Qurbani, when you want to do Qurbani or Udhiyah, the time should be the time of and the day should be the days of Nahar, Qurbani. It is not possible if you have bought the animal or if you have bought the share of animal for Qurbani, it is not possible that you can do Qurbani before the days of Eid. Chalo, theek hai, Qurbani is on Thursday, we can do on Tuesday. No, you can't do that. This is one of the conditions that the Yawm al-Nahar should start. Ayam al-Nahar should start, then you will be able to do Qurbani. Now, let's discuss about question and answer and misconception, inshallah. Within 15 minutes we're going to finish. Few people, they don't know that how they should do Qurbani and how they should calculate their Qurbani and Udhiyah. For example, few people, they think because our Abba Jan and father, he mashallah earns money, and mashallah he is alive, this is his duty to do Qurbani of everyone. This is not as like this. For example, if the father is custodian or father earns money, he has 5 children, 5 children, 6 children, marzi kar lo. If the father or mother earns money and they are sahib nisab and they have 380 pound at least, they both should give their Qurbani. But if the children, for example, if someone has 5 children, they all are sahib nisab. So it means father should give his Qurbani, mother should give his Qurbani, and 5 children, if they are sahib nisab, if they are baligh, as I just mentioned the conditions, they should give their own Qurbaniya. But yes, if they give permission to the father, they say, oh father, if you are mashallah intelligent, you know dunya, we will give you money, you do Qurbani on our behalf. So this is right thing to do, you can do that. Or if the father is doing Qurbaniya on the behalf of the children and wife, he should inform them and ask them for money, putter, because you are, surely he can't say putter to his wife. He would say, you people are sahib nisab, so I'm going to do the Qurbani on your behalf, you need to give your shares to me, you need to give your money to me. Okay, this is one question. Alhamdulillah, we discussed that. Now the other question is, few people, they say, Hafiz Sahab, I have 5 children. 3 of them, they are adults, they are baligh, they are mature, but 2 of them, they are not. But I am thinking to give Qurbani for all of them. So, shall I do this or not? So the answer is, technically, Qurbani or Udhiyah is compulsory for the people who are mature or baligh. But if you want to give Qurbani for the children who are not baligh, who are not mature, still you can give on their behalf, but that will be nafli Qurbani. That is not compulsory upon you. If you have 5 children, 2 are nabaligh and the 3 are they are baligh, do your Qurbani and your wife's Qurbani and on the behalf of your children. And as I said before, sometimes what happens, for example, बाप है, वालिद है, But his children, they, mashallah, they have their own homes, they are living on different places, they have their own families, surely they are earning their own money, so this is their responsibility to give Qurbani. But still if they would say, okay, Father, this is money from our side, but what we want, you can give the Qurbani on our behalf, so then Father, they can do this way. But it doesn't mean if, for example, someone has 11 bache or 11 children, and they are living differently, whatever they're doing, this is upon them, they're earning their own money, they are going to the Father, okay, Father, no, give my Qurbani. MashaAllah, Allah gave you so much money. So, वैसे भी तुसी दुनिया तो जान आ रहे हो, you have money, MashaAllah, do Qurbani on our behalf. This is not right. This is, I hope you got my answer. I hope you got my point what I want to say. Achha Janab. Now the other point is, few people, they sometimes ask, Hafiz Sahab, Imam Sahab, Alhamdulillah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us money. Asi ye chahne hain, what we want to give Qurbani on the name of Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. Subhanallah, this is good amal. If you read a hadith, Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam has given already Qurbani on our behalf. If Allah has given you money, mashallah, give your Qurbani, then give on the name of Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. Few people, they say, Hafiz Sahab, we want to give Qurbani on Hazur Ghaus Pak, on the name of our deceased. We want to give the Qurbani on the name of our Mashayikh. So now we're going to discuss whether this is eligible or this is permissible or not. Now the point is, which we need to remember, the first thing is, yes, you can do that. But, first of all, try to think that who is Sahib Nisab and who is Baligh in your family. If you are 12 family members, and 6 of them, they have this possession or they are Sahib Nisab, first give Qurbani on their behalf. First they should give their own Qurbani, and now after giving their own Qurbani, if they want to give Qurbani or Udhiyah on the name of Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam, on the name of their deceased or Nafli Qurbani, they can give. But first they need to give their own Qurbani. A lot of times, the people they discuss, they say, Hafiz Sahab, last year I gave Qurbani of mine, I gave Qurbani on my name, I gave my Qurbani. So then now next year I'm thinking to give Qurbani on the name of my wife. Then next year I will give on the name of my children. I don't know from where you took this formula. So this is not right. This is not right. The point is, if you are Baligh, if you are Sahib Nisab, Qurbani is every year. Sometimes what happens, the people, they think if we are doing one animal, if we are doing one goat, that is enough for the whole family. This is a misconception. This is not right. Sometimes it happens that a few people, they have 20 Qurbaniya. Okay, then what they often do, they will buy one cow, they will buy one camel, and they say, MashaAllah, this is really big, it's a giant animal. So why this is not enough for 20 people? It is not about the size. This is about the shares. So because camel, they have 7 share. Cow has a 7 share. It means that 7 people, they can buy one cow and one camel. That will be enough for 7 people. And one goat is for one person. One goat is for one person. So, if there are 20 Qurbani, you need to do 20 Qurbani. Yes, you can do this way, for example, because sometimes if you want to buy a small animal, goat or sheep, that is a bit difficult to buy because nowadays if you say at least they are 120 pound or 60 pound or 75 pound. So they are a bit expensive than cow or camel. They are a bit expensive than as compared to the small animal. So what happens? The best thing is for you, count your people, buy a cow or camel and count their shares. But surely if you want to buy a cow and camel, then you want to buy a few goats as well, sheep as well, you can do that. But the best thing is how many people they are Sahib Nisab, you should give Qurbani on their behalf. Every year. Actually. Now what happens sometimes, people they say, Imam Sahib, MashaAllah, we listen on TV channel from ulama that the Qurbani is every year. I have missed my 10 years Qurbani because I thought this is once in a life. I shared this joke, on the Jummah. Someone phoned me. So I phoned him because every year I phone to the people. Okay, we are doing Ijtamai Qurbani, collective Qurbani. So if you have, MashaAllah, you are doing few Qurbani here, so give us as well. Give our charity. We will do in Pakistan or on other few places. So he answered me, he said, Imam Sahib, you phoned me last year. So I have given last year. The man said, this is not once in a life. This is every year. And similarly, zakat and sadaqah fitr, these a'mal and sadaqat are every year. We need to remember, inshallah. Now, few people, they say, Imam Sahib, but inshallah, we are almost near to finish. Few people, they often discuss, they say, Imam Sahib, we want to do the aqiqah of our children. Aqiqah. So, can we do aqiqah? Can we take the share of aqiqah in the animal of Qurbani? We can do that. We can do that. For example, the cow has a 7 share, similarly the camel has a 7 share. So for example, if there are 5 shares of Qurbani and 2 left, and if you want to give 2 on the behalf of someone for their aqiqah, you can do that. So this is right, this is permissible. Now, what Prophet ﷺ said, only a few points left. Prophet ﷺ said, when you have ghost of Qurbani, meat of Qurbani, for example, if you had 1 goat or sheep, or if you had 1 share of animal, when you will bring that home, try to do 3 parts of that ghost. On the thin sickle, try to do 3 parts. Okay, 1 is for you, the second one is for relatives, and the third part of that meat is for charity, for poor people. And then ulama, they mentioned that one Sahabi, he said, Ya Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, what about the people whose family is really big? What they will do? So the ulama, they mentioned, if you have big family, you can use all that ghost, you can eat that all ghost by yourself. Or if you want to give all charity, you can do that. If you want to give all that ghost or meat to the relatives, you can do that. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept our Qurbani. Now, the question which is so much common inshallah in the days of Qurbani, often people they say, Imam Sahib, because we are living in such country where the neighbors, they are non-Muslims, what should we do? Because sometimes they know this is our Eid and the Eid of ghost, the Eid of meat. They often ask, oh, do you have some booty and give us? Or if you had a ghost, we are your neighbor. Surely they don't ask, but people they often ask, they want to share their happiness with other people. Alhamdulillah. So remember this is ibadat. This act of Qurbani and Udhiyah is ibadat. And ulama, they mentioned that this is not right to give, this is not jais, this is not permissible to give. Qurbani goes to the non-Muslim. I hope you got, inshallah, the good information about this answer, about this question. Okay, now the other question is, often people they say, Imam Sahib, there's a really big misconception. And I have listened myself from someone on the YouTube. This YouTube is really dangerous. And this Mufti Google is really dangerous. I often mention, try to ask your local Imam and the ulama who you know, discuss with them. If they will give permission, so it's okay. So now the one question is, often people they say, Imam Sahib, we have 20 Qurbani at home. So why not we should just do 2 animals, small animal, or we should do just 5-6 Qurbani and rest money we should give to the poor people. Few people they have their operations, few people their different needs. Remember, the sunnah of Ibrahim alayhi salam was to slaughter animal. To give Qurbani in the shape of animal in the way when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent the ram from heaven. So the sunnah is to sacrifice animal. If the people think they will give money to someone, their Qurbani will be valid. This is not such amal which is allowed in Islam. So Islam says that if you are eligible to do Qurbani, if you are sahib nisab, you need to give 1 animal or you need to take 1 share from big animal. It is not permissible to give money of that Qurbani to someone. Actually. Now the question is, sometimes people they say, Hafiz Sahib, there are 7 shares in cow and 7 shares in camel. This is the final part which I am going to mention, inshallah, then we finish. Jano main bar dasna kiसी को Hafiz Sahib ने केड़े सानू lecture च पा दिता है. सानू सीधियां stories सुनाओ ताकि easy होवे. So these things are really important to know. Whenever we talk about the wuzu, whenever we talk about nikah, whenever we talk about the other masail the farz ulum. We need to remember what Islam says about this. What is the ruling on this? Few people, they don't give proper zakat, and they will be asked at the day of judgment, why you missed your zakat? Because they had not understanding of masail. And as I mentioned, a few people, they're giving every year one animal. And the Qurbani is, and they have at least 20 Qurbani in their homes, 16 Qurbani at the homes. Why they are missing their Qurbani? They're still wajib upon them. Okay, according to this question, let me give one answer as well. For example, if you have missed your Qurbani, what will happen now? Kisi di 5 Qurbaniyan san, 10 Qurbaniyan san, he has missed, what he should do now? Because we know if we missed any roza because of anything, so then there is concept of qaza and kafara. You have listened so many times, inshallah, from scholars and from me. But what will happen if you have missed your Qurbani? So ulama, they say, if you have missed your Qurbani, so give same amount to the poor person. Or, for example, if you have missed your 2 Qurbaniyan, give 2 small animal in the way of Allah, a unda kafara ho jasi. Now the question is, sometimes what happens, few people they say, yaar, mashallah, kyonki asi rehne in big mahalle, there is our biradari as well. So we should have really big dand, really big, the cow, we should have really big animal or camel. But they think that we have only 2 Qurbani and there are 7 shares. So can 2 people give the Qurbani of cow? If the shares are equal in cow or big animal, you can do that. For example, you supposed to give 1 Qurbani, but you're going to buy cow, there are 7 Qurbani, can you give? The answer is right. You can give. The answer is yes, you can give. Similarly, there are 7 shares in a camel. So for example, 2 people, they shared money, they contributed, they said, okay, we 2 gonna buy this camel, but they're supposed to give 2 small animals, they're supposed to buy 2 shares, but if 2 people, they will buy 1 big animal, they can do that. At least the share should be equal to the 7th share of the animal, not less than that. If more than that, in simple words, they can do that. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept our today's effort and lecture. And if there was any mistake, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive us.
Just a question on that last one, Afzal. Like say for example, if you're buying a share and there's only 3 of you to buy the share, so you're going to put in 225. The remainder of the shares, there's no one else to buy them. What do you have to do with that? Because they're like left out there, so you're not buying the full cow, you've only bought a share.
You're asking from, on my behalf what we do, yeah?
So what would we do? So say, how would them 3 or the 4 shares get?
I understood what you said, There are 2 things. The first thing I will reply you what we often do. For example, if 4 people, they come, they say, Imam Sahib, there are 4 shares. So surely there are 7 shares. What we do, often it happens that a lot of shares, alhamdulillah, come. For example, if you gave us 3 or 4 shares, so then we put the share of other people in that Gampuri or Jasi. But for example, if you are buying full cow, and you are saying, Imam Sahib, we have only 3 shares or 4 shares, but we want to give money for full cow. So now the question is, what will happen with the rest of the shares? So what you should do, if you are going to buy 7 shares, if you want to buy full camel or full cow, 3 Qurbaniya, they are wajib upon you, or 4 Qurbaniya wajib upon you. So the rest Qurbani you should give on the behalf of your deceased, or on the name of Prophet ﷺ. So the nafli Qurbani can be given.
So what if nobody comes along to buy those 3 shares and you bought 4? So what would happen with that? So if you do them online, and say for example they don't have enough to buy 3 shares, what would happen to them? What would they have to do?
It never happened actually till today. Sometimes what happened is, once it happened, there were 2 shares left, So then from our own family we bought that one. But we try our best to, to understand and to keep these things in our mind Islamically. Because if there will be no one left, so the Qurbani of no one will be, the valid. So therefore, the Nafli Qurbani are still there. Or the other way we have, that sometimes we request to the people to give Nafli Qurbani. So at least we try to fulfill 7 shares. ठीक है जी?
सर मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है कि जेडे बंदे इत्थे कुर्बानी असन नमाज इत्थे यूके पढ़दे हैं ना ईद दी कुर्बानी उस बाद होनी है कुर्बानी पाकिस्तान हो रही है एक भी मेरे ख्याल
good question.
So
I will translate inshallah.
ईद उथे दायरा पहला हो जानी है कुर्बानी मसलन स्टेट पे ईद तो बाद कुर्बानी शुरू हो जानी है लाइक इत्थे ईद खत्म होनी है तकरीबन 10 बजे तकरीबन नमाज वगैरह खत्म हो जानी है साढ़ी मस्जिद अमूमन 9:45 बजे स्टार्ट होनी है सो ये तकरीबन 2 बजे का टाइम हो जाना 2 बजे तक तो अगले खजा भी चुक के ले जाने सो इस सूरत में क्या चूंकि क्वेश्चन पूछा गया था फिर बाबू साहब को उन्होंने क्या नहीं सराह होनी वेट करो इंतजार करो
मैंने सारी समझ आ गई ਤੁਹਾਡੇ क्वेश्चन ਦੀ
दूसरे ਜਿਹੜੇ ਨਾ ਮੁਫਤੀ ਸਾਹਿਬ थे ਉਹਨਾਂ को लोकल ਉਹਨਾਂ को पूछा तो उन्होंने हो जानी है डिपेंड है
now the question which Parvez sahab mashallah he knows English ਤੇ ਨਾਲ ਸਮਝ ਆ ਜਾਸੀ ਤੇ ਜੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਆਂਦੀ ਤੇ ਨਾਲ ਗਾੜੀ ਗਾਣੀ ਮਾਸ਼ਾਅੱਲਾ ਮੈਂ ਤਾਂ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਅਰਸੇ
इंग्लिश बोलना
yeah acha the question he asked he said Imam sahab what happens for example misal they thought that if this thing will happen this year hopefully we are doing Qurbani in UK hopefully you know the other a group they have already announced for Wednesday for 28th and we can't say till today but it looks like our going to be inshallah on 29th and the day will be Thursday. For example, people they are giving Qurbani from UK. Okay? And when they are giving Qurbani from UK, now the question is if they will do Eid here on 29th and Pakistan will do on 30, what will happen? Or if they are doing one day before and you are doing afterwards, because Qurbani starts from the day of Eid. So what will happen with your Qurbani? So the first answer, the majority of ulama they say, the majority of ulama they say, music okay. So the majority of ulama they say and they mention that wherever the person who is giving Qurbani he lives, Qurbani should be done according to that time. For example, if you are living in UK and whenever the time of Qurbani will start according to the UK, then your Qurbani should be given in Pakistan. That can't be done before Eid. That can't be done before Eid. For example, your Qurbani was on Thursday and the animal is in Pakistan and they will do Qurbani on Friday, for example. They can't do on Thursday. But if you have on Thursday and they had Wednesday, now surely they can do that. But in simple words, the people who are giving Qurbani, the time, the other people when they will slaughter animals, there should be the time of Qurbani in that country as well. If you are doing Qurbani in Pakistan and you are living here, if they will do Qurbani when there is no time of Qurbani started in UK, your Qurbani will be invalid. I hope you got answer. This is one opinion. MashaAllah, the big scholar, okay, I don't want to mention the name of Mufti Sahib. I will only mention that he is a really big Mufti of UK and Europe and Alhamdulillah, international level thing. Few times he visited here as well. I hope don't pata lag their I asked the same question to Mufti Sahib. I said, Mufti Sahib, you know, we have so many Qurbani, Alhamdulillah, sometimes 15 जानवर and sometimes more than that. Less or more, kadi thale kadi kadi 5 भी निरे आंदे ने, इसको आगे नहीं जाते. So I said, Mufti Sahib, what should we do? He gave me same answer. He said, Hafiz Sahib, wherever the animal of Qurbani, you should do Qurbani according to the time and the day of that country. For example, we are living here and they did Qurbani Monday before, your Qurbani is valid. Or we are living here, they did on second day, your Qurbani is valid. This is second opinion. Now, which opinion we should take? According to the Usul fiqh, according to the fiqh and according to the ulama, if we have two different opinions about anything, and on both sides there are jigyad ulama, there are really strong ulama and the jigyad ulama, high level, next level ulama, you can take any of the opinions, you're okay, you're right, you're on the right track. So alhamdulillah, we have both opinions. So the one opinion is, so wherever the animal of Qurbani is, there should be the time of Qurbani. This is one opinion. And the other opinion is the person who is, for example, if someone is living in America and the Qurbani he is doing in India, so the other opinion is the Qurbani of the person who is American, that should be done according to the time and the day of America. So both opinions are there, and I often take the the opinion which is the second opinion, which is according to the time of Qurbani animal. Qurbani animal. If the Qurbani animal is in Pakistan, India, or wherever, Somalia or Africa, if the time has started in Pakistan or Somalia, wherever the country is, they should do Qurbani according to the ulama, that is valid. Or good question of Islam.
ये क्वेश्चन ये था कि असर टाइम में पाकिस्तान टाइम में 4 घंटे का फर्क है वो पहले सबाद ही पढ़ने
जी मैं अर्ज कर देता हूं
इसने कही सी भाई एक दिन जिस दिन कुर्बानी है ईद हो प्रॉब्लम हुई है अगर ईद से बाद जो हुई है फिर तो मसला ही
फिर तो मसला
वो बात ईद पढ़ने से पहले देने वो बात the person को पहले देने
मैं ये अर्ज कर देना हो सकता है
What about the person like I know somebody who's earning just about earning and basically he's got 2-3 children
ठीक है
and his savings are just enough to pay his bills and at the most maybe it's about £50 to £100 he saves a month. With that £50 or £100, right, can he then do that because the kids are not working, you know what I mean, the kids, how does that Qurbani work for him?
That's a really important question I should have mentioned but I didn't. Now the question is, for example, if the father only he is earning, surely he has a wife, therefore he is a father. So for example, father is earning. So then,
Imam, what's your name by the way?
Ji?
What's your name?
Imam Zishan Baloch. Daniel. I think we met before, I think somewhere. Yeah?
I don't think you have, you know.
Chalo, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Okay. So for example, if the father who is earning and the children, they have reached the age of puberty, but they have not money to do their own Qurbani. Now the question is, will father is going to do the Qurbani of everyone? So answer is no. As I mentioned earlier, the Qurbani is only wajib if every person is sahib nisab. If every family member is sahib nisab. For example, in the scenario which you mentioned, if you have not money, just do your own Qurbani. But if you have money, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given you this power and ability, according to your question, that person will give Qurbani of his wife and his daughters and sons. But now the other scenario, if you have money, or the person about you're asking, if that person has money, wife is separately Sahibi Nisabiya, the daughters they are Sahibi Nisabiya, and similarly the son he is Sahibi Nisab, now every single person will give their own Qurbani. You got your answer, inshallah.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Salatu wassalamu ala Sayyidil Anbiya wal Mursaleen. Ya Allah sab dana qabul farma. Sanu shariat ke amal karan di tawfiq ata farma. जिन्हें साथी ने कुर्बानियाँ की थियाँ जिस मकाम पे की थियाँ जिस सेटिंग की थियाँ कबूल फरमा सब नो दीन को समझ तौफीक अता फरमा सभी दे मामला को फरमा हबीब जैसे का जो कुछ असी बोले आ गुफ्तगू की थी कबूल फरमा अगर कोई गलती हुई उसको दरगुजर फरमा सल्लल्लाहु तआला सब दाना कबूल फरमा की बहना भी आईया उन्हें दाना भी कबूल फरमा सल्लल्लाहु तआला अला खैर खल्क़ी मुहम्मद व अला